Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Nitya Gaura Haribol, 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 Haribol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Satasri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Prabhupada Anuga Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam on the pastime of Lord Narasimha's appearance. Lord Narasimha slays the king of the demons. Since it is appearance day, we shall read a reading from text 7 of chapter 8, Canto 7, 7.8.7. Shri Prahlada Vacha na kevalam me bhavatascha rajan savai palam balinam chaparesham pare avare ami sthira jangamaye brahma adayo ye navasham pranitaha. Prahlada Maharaj said, "My dear king, the source of my strength, of which you are asking, is also the source of yours. Indeed, the original source of all kinds of strength is one. He is not only your strength or mine, but the only strength of everyone. Without him, no one can get any strength, whether moving or not moving, superior or inferior. Everyone, including Lord Brahma, is controlled by the strength of the Supreme Personality of Godhead." Purport: Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yad Yad Vibhuti Mat Sattvam Srimad Urjitam Evava Tat Tat Eva Vagachatvam Mamatejo Amsha Sambhavam. Know that all beautiful, glorious and mighty creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. This is confirmed by Prahlada Maharaja. If one sees extraordinary strength or power anywhere, it is derived from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To give an example, there are different grades of fire, but all of them derive heat and light from the sun. Similarly, all living entities, big or small, are dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One's only duty is to surrender, for one is a servant and cannot independently attain the position of master. One can attain the position of master only by the mercy of the master, not independently. Unless one understands his philosophy, he is still a mudha. In other words, he is not very intelligent. The mudhas, the asses who do not have this intelligence, cannot surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Understanding the subordinate position of the living entity takes millions of births. But when one is actually wise, he surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevah sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Prahlada Maharaja was a great soul, a Mahatma, and therefore he completely surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord. He was confident that Krishna could give him protection under all circumstances. Savai Ishvara Kala Ukramo Asav Ojah Saha Sattva Balendriyatma Saeva Vishwam Paramahasva Shakti Bihi Shrajati Avati Ati Gunatrayesha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Controller and Time Factor, is the power of the senses, the power of the mind, the power of the body, and the vital force of the senses. His influence is unlimited. He is the best of all living entities, the controller of the three modes of material nature. By his own power, he creates his cosmic manifestation, maintains it, and annihilates it also. So, in this way, you know the story, and this is the last conversations with his father, Prahlad Maharaj is having. And out of frustration, he is asking his son, where the hell are you getting your strength from to oppose me? And he is answering from the same place that you are also getting strength. With one person only giving strength to everybody, including you and me. It's a very stunning answer he gives. And then he describes who that person is. Lord Vishnu. Hiranyakashipu replied, you rascal, you're trying to minimize my value as if you were better than me at controlling the senses. This is over-intelligent. I can therefore understand that you desire to die at my hands. For this kind of nonsensical talk is indulged by those who are about to die. Hiranyakashipu ruvacha vyaktam tvam martu kamosmi yato thimatram vikattasya mumushunam hi mandatmam nanu syur viklavagiraha. He's getting angry. His son is telling the truth. He's getting angry. Yastvaya manda bhagyokto mad ango jagadishwarah kvasau yadi sasarvatra kasmat stambena drishyate. O most unfortunate Prahlada. He's addressing his son. Most unfortunate Prahlada. You have always described a supreme being other than me. A supreme being who is above everything, who is the control of everyone and who is all pervading. But where is he? If he is everywhere, then why is he not present before me in this pillar? So aham vikathamanasya, because you are speaking so much nonsense, I shall now sever your head from your body. Let me see your most worshipable God come to protect you. I want to see it. Evam durukter muhurardayan rusha sutam mahabhagavatam mahasura khadkham pragrityotpatito varashanat stambam tata dati balahasva mushtina. Being obsessed with anger, Hiranyakashipu, who was very great in bodily strength, thus chastised his exalted devotee son Prahlad with harsh words. Cursing him again and again, Hiranyakashipu took up his sword, got up from his royal throne, and with great anger struck his fist against the column. Tadaiva tasmin ninadho atibhishano babhuva yenadakataham ashputat yam vai swadhishnayo pagatam tva ajadayah shutva swadhamatyayam ange me nire. Then from within the pillar came a fearful sound, which appeared to crack the covering of the universe. Oh, my dear Yudhishthira, this sound reached even the abodes of the demigods like Lord Brahma. And when the demigods heard it, they thought, oh, now our planets are being destroyed. While showing his extraordinary prowess, Hiranyakashipu, who desired to kill his own son, heard that wonderful tumultuous sound, which had never before been heard. Upon hearing the sound, the other leaders of the demons were afraid. None of them could find the origin of that sound in that assembly. எங்கிருந்து வருது இந்த சத்தம்? They are trying to search, where is this sound coming from? To prove that the statement of his servant Prahlada Maharaja was substantial. In other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly hall. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari exhibited a wonderful form, never before seen. The form that was neither that of a man nor that of a lion. Thus the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in the assembly hall. Nashingadeva Bhagavan ki Sasatvam enam paritito vipashyan stambasya madhyad anu nirjihanam Nayam mrigo napi naro vichitram aho kim etan niramagendra rupam. While Hiranyakashipu looked all around to find the source of the sound, that wonderful form of the Lord, which could not be ascertained to be either a man or a lion, emerged from the pillar. In amazement, Hiranyakashipu wondered, what is this creature that is half man and half lion? So, Lord Narasimhadev is appearing in this very dramatic way from the pillar, from inside the pillar. This is the best part of it. Because Prahlad said he is present even in the pillar. Maybe Prahlad mentioned it in the way that he sees the Lord everywhere. Ito Narasimho, Yato Narasimho, Yato Yato Yami, Tato Narasimho, Bahi Narasimha, Hride Narasimha, Narsinghamadhim Sharanam Prapadye. I see Narasimha everywhere. Inside, outside, everywhere I am seeing him. Prabhupada is explaining, this is the meaning of an atheist. But he is not able to see. Who? Hiranyakashipu is saying, where is he? I am not able to see him. Prabhupada explains, this is the meaning of atheist. Atheist can see only himself. I see only me. I don't see anybody else. But devotee sees, I see only Krishna. I don't see anything else. I don't see anything else. So, you must understand that Prahlad is not simply stating philosophically as per Upanishad, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman, therefore he must be situated in this pillar. Theoretically we can say that. According to Shastra, Shastrically I can say, philosophically I can say that he is in the pillar. But if I break the pillar, I may not be able to see the Lord there. So the difference in Prahlad saying that there is a Lord in the pillar is that he is actually seeing the Lord in the pillar. He is actually seeing the Lord everywhere. Because he is a Mahatma. Prabhupada explains. He is a great soul. A Mahatma who has achieved that type of meditation and he has perfected it, a pure devotee, he is able to see. So don't think that he is not able to see God. He is able to see. And he is now seeing that the Lord has appeared in an amazing form. Why? For the sake of others, especially for the sake of his Father. He has assumed a stunning form. And the Father is just now seeing it. The form has to be very odd and stunning and eye-catching. Then only a person like an atheistic Hiranyakashipu will see, I have not seen this before. What is this? Then only he can see it. Ordinarily, he cannot see it. So the Lord has assumed a stunning form. You see the design ability of the Lord. He can instantly design. Siri, like this we will go. In keeping with the Brahma's boon. He has to accommodate Brahma's boon also, because Brahma is his close servant, associate in the whole cosmic management. And Brahma has given a boon to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu has done such ghora tapasya that Brahma cannot refuse. Brahma was forced to become pleased with Hiranyakashipu because he did such heavy tapasya. And then he had to give boons. And although he told him, I have to be immortal, Brahma said, I cannot give you that because I am not immortal. No point asking me that. Right? Actually, if you worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you can become immortal. But that he won't do. Asurastad viparyayaha. He is against the Lord. So he is asking the highest authority in this material world to give me immortality. And that person is saying, even I am not immortal. So ask me something that I can give you. So he applies his intelligence. Prabhupada explained in the purport, even the demons are very intelligent. Actually, you cannot say they are not intelligent. They are very intelligent. But what is the difference? They will use their intelligence for their own sense gratification. But the devotee will use the intelligence for glorifying the Lord, worshipping the Lord, understanding the Lord, serving the Lord. This is how the difference is. Asurastad viparyaya means he is not simply shouting in Kulab Zindabad or Murdabad or something. Not only lip service. His attitude inside is very different. He's only thinking of himself. And don't think this is some Hiranyakashipu from outside. You will be very surprised to know that in Kali Yuga, many of us are also having a little bit of this and that. The interesting thing about this whole incident, the story is, if you take the cross-section of it, all the different personalities are there, whom you have to know in your life very much, especially if you are leading a spiritual life. Starting from Jaya Vijaya, the story starts from the Kumaras going to Vaikunta. And they are seeing Jaya and Vijaya. And the conversation they had with Jaya and Vijaya, there something interesting happens. Sometimes people cannot understand why they did their duty, of stopping people from going inside. Narayana and Lakshmi are there. This is the 7th gate. You can't go beyond this. They stopped. And they got angry. Who are you to stop? Very bad manners you have. And they cursed them. Right? There is a conversation between the 4 Kumaras who are self-realized, Brahmavadis, and who have been able to come right up to here. And Jaya and Vijaya, who are devotees. They are Dwarapalakas, both gods in Vaikunta. You have to be a very high-class devotee to be that position. Devotees of the Lord having a conversation with Brahmavadis, and the Brahmavadis cursing the devotees. Now you may think that that will not take effect. But actually it takes effect. It takes effect. The Lord appears there. And for the first time, these 4 Kumaras are able to see the Lord. And they become devotees at that instance. They become upgraded from being Brahmavadis to becoming Bhaktas. Smelling the tulasi coming from the Lord's lotus feet. This is history. So now here, this is the beginning. In the beginning, this is what happens. It's a conversation between Brahmavadi, self-realized 4 Kumaras. They are not yet devotees. And devotees in Vaikunta, Jaya and Vijaya. And in the conversation, the 4 Kumaras curse him. Then the Lord comes, Narayana, with Lakshmi, very beautiful looking, very strategically he is appearing there. And they become devotees, the four Kumaras. And he does not alleviate Jaya and Vijaya by telling, okay, no curse for you. No. He says to the Kumaras, if my representative, my servant, does anything wrong, it reflects on me. Britya aparado swamino danda. If the servant does a mistake, the master should get the punishment. Right? If the servant does a mistake, the master should get the punishment. And therefore, if you are displeased with them, I am willing to do anything. If my arm has done something wrong, I am willing to cut it. These are like my arm, my representatives. If they've done something wrong, cut it. This is the meaning of leadership. This is the meaning of taking responsibility. When a person is accosted with, who did this? Why this is happening here? Immediately you cannot say, I don't know, it is him. Narayana did not say in Vaikunta, அப்படியா எனக்கு தெரியாது இந்த மாதிரி நடந்துக்கிட்டாங்கன்னு சொல்லி ஏன்ப்பா இப்படி நடந்துக்கிற? This is irresponsible statement. If you tell to Jaya and Vijaya, why are you people behaving like this? He didn't say anything like that. What he immediately said is, I take responsibility for these two people. What they have done. I am willing to cut my arm. Right? And he tells both of you, go down to the material world. I take responsibility for this, what has happened. You go. The only concession for you is, I will fight with you. You will be my enemy. And I also want to do some fighting. Anyway, Virya Rasa I want to enjoy. So, you go. Because the Kumaras also will be happy that the boss has taken care. He has not gone against my curse. And in this way, they'll become devotees. That's what happened. They became devotees. And you are after all my devotee only. Nothing wrong in your going. And I will come and enjoy with you. So these Jaya and Vijaya are devotees who are falling down. Falling devotees. Then you have the demigods who are coming and praying to the Lord. They are mixed devotees. They have desire for some material enjoyment, position, attachment, Ramba, Kilotama, Menaka, Somarasa, and then I'll do my devotional service also. How much I can do, I will do. Right? Mixed devotee. I am devotee, but don't ask too much and all of me. I must get my quota of whatever little material life I need, that you must get. After that, I will do some seva. Right? And my seva also is enjoyable for me. Why? Position, material position. If you don't give me position, I will not do seva. And if you don't give me facility of Ramba, Kilottama, Menaka and Somarasa, I will not do. Conditioned. Right? So, conditional service. Mixed devotee, devotee who is going to fall down. Then there is Narada Muni, pure devotee. Before that, Brahma, cosmic manager, very exalted devotee, first person who has seen the Supreme Lord, and then Suti and knows everything. He makes he gives boon to Hiranyakashipu, and he can't avoid it. And because of that, everybody is in trouble. Because of that, everybody is in trouble. How this problem is solved is not only because Narasimha appears. That is true. But from this whole cross-section, you can see different types of things happening. All of them are very relevant to our spiritual life. We have Jaya Vijaya moments in our life. Going to fall down. Why? I've done some big aparadh. Very big aparadh. We have demigod's moment in our life. How? In seva, service and all that. Facility illama. They are not calling me temple president, and how can I do that seva for temple president? I should have the padavi. நான் தான் பண்ணுவேன் அதை. இல்லைன்னா நீங்களே பண்ணிக்கங்க. I will not do. This is devotee with material desire. You will see this. Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki. Don't think it is not there in our community. Yes or no? The demigod moment of your life. And then when everything is lost, Bhagavane Kapatinga, Om Sakasa Sirsha, Purusha, do Homa Yajna, do one extra this thing. Let us go to this place and petition this thing. Let us do this particular survey, this thing and all that. Why? I'm in material distress. I'm in material distress. I'm not able to do my seva. If you disturb my conditions, if you disturb my material situation, I cannot do seva. So I am petitioning the Lord for making my material situation better so that I can do seva. Which you have given me officially, and which I also will do officially. I also will do officially. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, what I am supposed to do, I'll do. Extra and all I don't do. Because rest of the time I need for enjoying with Ramba, Kilottama, Menaka and Somarasam and other extracurricular activities I have. I have extracurricular activities that I need time for. This is the meaning of the Devata moment of your life. If you feel enough of service and all that, relax. Leave me alone. What? I want to sleep. What? I want to go talk to somebody, something else. What? I want to browse and see the latest news. I cannot do. No, I cannot do. And mostly we are all like that. That's the meaning of a sadhaka. Demigods are high-class sadhakas. They want 5-star facility to do, 7-star facility to do their seva. So then comes people like Shanda Amarka. Shanda and Amarka are both Gurukul teachers, sons of Shukracharya. If you have read the purport here, Prabhupada will be saying that they are Shukra Acharya, seminal descendants. Shukra means semen. Shukracharya means seminally they have become Guru. Enga appa Guru, adanala na Guru. Ennudiya maganu Guru aiduvanga. Paramparayile enga Putriyam Brahmanishtam. By hearing from a bona fide Guru and following it correctly, you are coming in the parampara. It's not because you are born in a Brahmana family and your father is a Guru, you become a Guru. That is different. Shukracharya is seminal Guruship. So therefore he has told his 2 sons, you go and do this. And they are coming in the parampara of Shukracharya, they are serving Hiranyakashipu. Problem with seminal Guruship is if you give good money, they'll go there. Because they're maintaining their family out of their Guruship. Seminal, they study, they do everything and they're available. And if you call me, you have to give me money. You know, in my younger days, I will remember Vadyar will come to the house to do Shraddha ceremony. And he'll be given Dakshina in the end. That is his main thing. He'll chant the mantra, everything. It's a Brahmana, you give Dakshina. But over a period of time in Kali Yuga, you will see that people do everything for the sake of the Dakshina only. Dakshina is not a part of the whole program. Only if you give me that, I will do. Seminal Guruship. Right? This has also got a relevance in our society, but I shall not go into that detail now. So Prabhupada is explaining these 2 characters. They are teaching what? They are not teaching pure devotional service. Otherwise, why they will work for Hiranyakashipu? They are teaching Rajaniti. How to rule, how to become king, because you are going to become the king next. Prahlada. He is going to become the king next. So Prahlad is special. Shanta and Amarka are teaching him diplomacy. Diplomacy means Sama, Beda, Dana, Danda. You must know how to do these things if you want to be leader in the material world. How to, when people ask for things which they will do anyway, they'll get envious, they'll want to occupy your position. Prabhupada is saying that the disciple is waiting to occupy the Guru's position. He puts it this way, the servant is serving the master very well, waiting for an opportunity to occupy his position. It's called Ashada Buddhi. Very nice to the Guru, very nice to the master. Why? I also want to be like you. You give me a little chance, I will even kill you and become like you. This is the history. In many places you will see in history. They kill the father and become the king. Aurangzeb and all of these people. Kamsa, he imprisoned his father. So it is asuric. So that tendency, they are waiting. Now they have occupied Shukracharya's position, Shanta and Amarka, already in that situation. So this way, you have all these characters and you can relate with all of them. Then comes the pure devotee Prahlad. Relating with Prahlad is a little difficult. It's easier for us to relate with even Hiranyakashipu. Even Hiranyakashipu. In Kali Yuga, the demoniac tendency and the demigod tendency will appear in the same person, according to his nature and according to the situation he is in. Both will take part in this thing. Both are inside the same person. So if you're not very careful, sometimes you'll get this wicked thought, like Hiranyakashipu. And then, oh, why am I thinking like this? You correct yourself. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Che, இந்த மாதிரி thought எல்லாம் எப்படி வருதுன்னு சொல்லி. But it will come. It will come because this is Kali Yuga. If you are in the wrong association, it will come and you will think it is all right also. What else to do? Why is he doing like that? You will rationalize it. Because you are not in good association, you will rationalize your bad thought. Hiranyakashipu is completely dead against anything to do with God or anything of that sort. He cannot recognize. He doesn't want to recognize. Very interesting to see. Doesn't want to recognize and cannot recognize. So here we have all these characters, demigods, Brahmavadis, the Chatushkumaras. You have Jaya and Vijaya. You have Brahma. Then you have Narada Muni. Narada Muni can spot a pure devotee. He can, since he is a high-class guru, spiritual master, he spots Prahlad even before he is born. Nobody else can see that. In because Hiranyakashipu has gone for penance, nobody to guard them. The demigods will attack the kingdom and they will ransack it and feel very great. They are all very thrilled because Hiranyakashipu is not there. They are able to attack because Hiranyakashipu is not there. They are very happy. Rascal. Sent him off. And they took over. That time they found Kayadu, wife of Hiranyakashipu, pregnant. And they, wow, you are the person, kill you. So Narada Muni says, leave her alone. Other things you are doing, you do what you want to do. This lady, you leave her alone. They are very surprised. Why is the sannyasi interested in this lady who is pregnant? He tells, because he has to tell why I am interested. In the womb of this lady is a very great devotee who is going to bring solution to all the problems. You are not going to solve the problem now. You can go ahead in your illusion thinking, oh, we are great, now we will take over and all that. Because Hiranyakashipu is coming back. And he will come back a million times more stronger. Already he is strong. He went for tapasya because his brother died and all that. Hiranyaksha was killed. He will come back and then you fellows will be finished. Yours only temporary. But permanent solution is going to come because of this boy. Give him. Don't do anything to her. He takes her and puts her in his ashram. This is the meaning of a powerful preacher. He doesn't care what people will say. He will do what service supposed to do. You can see Prabhupada. He crossed the ocean, went to America, preached Krishna consciousness, made Yavanas and Mlachas initiated, gave the Brahma Gayatri mantra to them, made them Brahmana. And all the people, Hindus and all that, were commenting, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, what is he doing? He's spoiling Hinduism. He's giving Brahma Gayatri to all these Mlechas and Yavanas. It's completely spoiled. This is how first comment was. First comment was, what? Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Vante, I think he does not know what he's doing. He's making those people Brahmanas, teaching Brahma Gayatri to those white people. It's the first comment those days. Now they don't talk about it at all. They'll not talk about it. Because your own Brahmanas are not even as good as these white Brahmanas. You understood that you're useless. You don't know anything. You're like Shanda Amarka Brahmanas, helping Hiranyakashipu to propagate. What is your Brahmanical thing? Exactly. So in this way you will see, in this cross section, Prahlad enters. He is pure devotee. This is the purpose of the Bhagavatam relating this. It is mentioned in the Skanda Purana, out of all the Mahajanas, right? The 12 Mahajanas, the best is Prahlad. There is a statement made there. What a massive statement made. Shiva and all is listed. Lord Shiva is listed. Bali, Vayasiko, Sukadeva Goswami is listed. The statement is the best is Prahlad. Can you believe it? I never understood this statement till now. Prabhupada has quoted it in the Bhagavatam. But I am not fully able to understand it. But it stayed there out of all the Mahajanas, Prahlad is the best. Why? Why? That is why the Bhagavatam is speaking this story, building it up like this, and showing the scintillating evidence of Prahlad. How he just focuses on pure devotional service only. Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. It's very interesting. The judgments given by all these different people. You see, first when Prahlad is kept on the lap of Hiranyakashipu and he smells his head, very affectionately says something, and then he will say that, Navavida Bhakti and all he will say, and he will get angry. That time he is not very angry. He immediately thinks that somebody is spying inside me and spoiling my child. Somebody is doing child abuse to my child. That's how he started. He uses the word Balanam Bidyate Parabuddhibihi. Some guys are trying to spoil the intelligence of this child. He immediately becomes, he's an asura, he can smell immediately something is wrong. He's a very intelligent person also. Somebody is telling him something. That somebody is Narada Muni. Already told him. The thing is, when you were doing your penance, that time that somebody already told. And where did he tell? He told inside the womb. While Prahlad was in the womb, he instructed. Narada Muni could spot this devotee and he could say he can be instructed even while he is in the womb. He is such a devotee. He's got that capacity. So it is mentioned that, Prabhupada comments there, that Kayadu was hearing same thing that Prahlad was hearing in the womb. Sometimes she was sleeping also. But from inside the womb, Prahlad was saying, and responding to Narada Muni. So, but it's not that all the time she was sleeping. She also heard quite a bit. But everything she forgot. But Prahlad remembered everything. Even after being delivered. Then Prabhupada comments on that. Why? So the point here is, Prahlad is such a devotee. He is inside the womb. He is getting instructed, he gathers the information. So when he is born itself, he is pure devotee, already initiated, already fully self-realized. When he is born. It's not that after he is born, then do all the samskaras on him and all that. He is born in an Asuric family. But he is a devotee in birth itself. And from then onwards, he is practicing devotional service. So the father is telling, somebody is spoiling the intelligence of my son, watch out, to Shanda and Amarka. They both will say it's not because of us. He is picking it up from somewhere. If you don't know, that means what you don't know is happening in the Gurukula. Somebody is telling him something. It is true. That somebody is the Paramatma. That somebody is a pure devotee of the Lord, arranged by the Lord. It is not some body. It is the Supreme Lord who is arranging this. So Krishna is very nicely mentioned. He makes the arrangement for you to take up devotional service. But you make a choice that I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Prahlad is an example of a person who wants to do it. He simply wants to do it. This is a thin line. It's a very thin line. At all the time in our life, we are making choices. From morning to evening, we are making choices. Those choices we make, many of them, are not like fully surrendered choices. It's not like fully Krishna conscious choices. We feel I have the right to make the choice. It's mine. It's my right. That's where material life exists. It may be my right to choose, and therefore I choose the instructions of Krishna to follow. Prahlad determinedly, constantly, all the time made this choice. Again and again made this choice. Don't think that he's a devotee, so it will automatically come for him. No. He was all the time making this choice. This is the meaning of devotee. Hiranyakashipu was all the time making the choice against Krishna. That's the business of his life. Two different characters. So in this, the protagonists, if you say who are the main characters, Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad. Main characters. One is a complete asura, atheistic person. The other one is a complete devotee, pure devotee. And they are father and son. So this is the arrangement of Krishna. He's made this arrangement because his Lila should manifest. And the world will know what is pure devotional service. And the world will know what is the meaning of a pure devotee. And how I come. When my pure devotee is in need, how I will come. And what I will do. This is what is to be learned. So, we want to be pure devotee Prahlad. But we may be like demigods who are interested. Or we may be like practicing Krishna consciousness but in a very nice state but with making some mistakes. Jaya and Vijaya. Serious mistakes I am going to make. And I am You can be in that situation, you can be in demigod situation very comfortably rendering devotional service with a lot of material desires. All these situations, mixed devotee, Mishra Bhakti, you can render. You can render Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotion like Prahlad. So, the Bhagavatam shoots at pure devotee. It's actually telling you to shoot for that. Don't settle for anything down the line. And that instruction is coming to you from a pure devotee, Narada Muni. Narada Muni is telling the story to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And he is telling that don't settle for anything less than this. For a person who doesn't settle for anything less than this and wants this, Narasimha will protect you. This is the point here. Why in Bhagavatam Narasimha is important? Why? Why Prabhupada instituted worship of Narasimha? Sometimes people in the deity worship ministry will tell us, don't put Lord Narasimha in the same altar. as Jagannath and Gaurinita and all, should not put in the same altar. On one side they'll say that. The other side, Prabhupada asks us to worship Narasimhadev. And there is a and in the nectar of devotion he will tell worship of Ganesha, Ganapati for a devotee, he will remove all the Vigna Vinasha. Vigna means all the impediments he will remove. And then devotees want to worship Ganesha. So there is a letter of a devotee writing to Prabhupada. In the nectar of devotion it is mentioned Ganesha can be worshipped for removing all the obstacles for a devotee. Can I worship Ganesha? He is asking. Prabhupada has written in his book, devotee will worship Ganesha. So Prabhupada is saying, yes, you may do so, but you have to pay me 1 lakh rupees every day. Prabhupada's written. This letter is very funny and at the same time very instructive. So these devotees don't know what is Prabhupada saying here. By mistake he is written here. No. He's written in the nectar of devotion this. Plus this devotee is writing, so can I worship? Because you're never speaking about worshipping Ganesha. I've never seen any temple of Ganesha in the whole of ISKCON. So I want to worship Ganesha. Because my all obstacles, I have so many obstacles. I want that to go. This is the meaning of a devotee. Prabhupada is saying, yes, you may worship, you may give me 1 lakh rupees per day. Then somebody is trying to find out, and Prabhupada is explaining that in another place. Materialists worship Ganesha so that they can continue to get material profit without any hindrance. That's why Ganesha is worshipped. No material hindrance for getting my material profit so that I can have material enjoyment, sense gratification. For this they worship Ganesha. But Ganesha yatpada pallava yugam vinidhaya kumbha dvandve pranama samayesha ganadi raja. Dvandve, two tumulais. The Lord Narasimha's lotus feet are carried by him on that. Who? Ganesha is carrying. Yatpada pallava yugam vinidhaya kumbha dvandve pranama samayesha ganadi raja. Ganapati. Vigyan vihantum alamasya jagatrayasya. Vigyan means all these difficulties. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, who has appeared as Narasimha, whose lotus feet are borne by Ganesha on his tumulai. It is mentioned. So, the benefit of worshipping Ganesha you will get automatically by worshipping Lord Narasimha. Ganesha is serving Lord Narasimha. So if you worship Ganesha in that mood, as a person serving Lord Narasimha, then you will get Narasimha's blessing also. So Prabhupada is saying you can, because you will get a lot of material benefit if you worship Ganesha, and out of that you give me 1 lakh rupees. This is what he is telling. If you want material benefit, you can worship, and out of that give me my commission, because I have told you that you worship 1 lakh you give, I need to spread the Krishna conscious movement. Very sarcastically written like that, which means you should not worship, not required. You don't need to worship. So sometimes people find it difficult. The tendency to not have faith in worshipping the Supreme Lord, and they think that some immediate material benefit can be caught by worshipping this thing, some other demigod. That tendency is there. The tendency to be impersonally oriented and have impersonal realization, be a jnani, that tendency is also there. The tendency to actually be a meditator officially and get siddhis and get powerful, subtle powers I should have and become materially powerful, that is also there. Obstructing the devotee, all these desires. So Narasimhadev is worshipped by us so that these internal obstructions are first removed. These internal obstructions, everybody knows what is troubling him. If he has read Prabhupada's books, Practice Krishna Consciousness, he knows this desire of mine, which I have a material desire, is killing me. And every devotee is battling with desires. inside. Very subtle. Sometimes they are so subtle you don't even recognize them. You need somebody else to tell you this is what is happening to you. Be careful. It is devotional service, achieving pure devotional service is not a joke. It's a journey. And it's an exciting journey. You never knew you had this problem with you. Why did Bharat Maharaj, at such an advanced stage in devotion, fall down? It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Why these stories are mentioned in the Bhagavatam? All in relation with pure devotion. Right? Prahlad is such a devotee who surmounted all these temptations and remained a devotee. You must understand correctly. We gave a very superficial idea of Prahlad is a pure devotee, a born devotee. அவர் வந்து கர்ப்பத்திலே அந்த மாதிரி எனக்கு கிடையாது. It's very different. No, it is not. Prahlad had his own problems in developing devotion. He has lot of problems mentioned in the Skanda Purana and all, so many other stories. Prahlad fought with Narayana. There's one story in the Skanda Purana. He mistakenly fought with Narayana. But he has devotion to the Lord. There is a story of him, Prahlad, going to his kingdom. And at that time he sees he's going to forest. He's going to the forest because he's been told that in the forest you can see Narayana. Pitavasa. He's got Pitambara, the same yellow dress he has got. Pitavasa, you can see him there. So he's going. At that time in the street he is seeing a sannyasi. And the sannyasi is doing something which a sannyasi should not be doing. Is glorifying something material and acting very materialistically. Something he's doing there. Some demigod worship, something. So he sees and gets very angry because he's a pure devotee. So he gets very angry with him and challenges him. And he fights with him. But amazingly, that sannyasi fights so good that even the Prahlad cannot defeat him. Fight for a long time. And then, every night he'll go and take rest and come back to fight. It was several days fight. So one night while taking rest, the Pitavasa, the sannyasi comes and he sees him also. And then quietly as he is looking at him, how to fight you tomorrow, because in the evening they'll not fight. They'll meet with each other and all. Even in Mahabharata you'll see Kauravas will meet the Pandavas and all that. So he met like that. Then he was wondering how to finish you. I did not know you are so difficult. I thought you are just a sannyasi. He is watching like that. Suddenly he changes into Narayana. With the Pitavasa, the yellow garment which you came to see me, You're coming for that only, to the forest. Here I am. And he gets shocked. And he understands that this sannyasi is actually the Narayana I am going to see. And he pays obeisances there only. And he holds the feet of the Lord and says, a very big aparadha I have done. How can I fought with you? This thing. And I thought that you are a sannyasi and you should not do what you did and all that. So the Lord keeps quiet, but he keeps smiling. And then he asks, what should I do to overcome this? How should I please you? How can I please you? Then the Lord says, I am always pleased with you. He says a statement, I am always pleased with you, don't worry. He makes a statement. The same mood you will see in Narasimha also. When Narasimha gives his darshan, an angry mood, he kills Hiranyakashipu. And then none of the demigods are able to think of even going near him. Even Lakshmi is very, very afraid of going near him. And then only Prahlad is asked to go. And Prabhupada comments that devotees are never afraid of any fearful form of the Lord because they know their Lord. They know their Lord. So Prahlad goes right up there. Instantly Narasimha loses all his anger. Become very pleased on seeing Prahlad. Every time the Lord saw Prahlad, he became very pleased. He became very pleased. He's such a determined devotee, Prahlad is. Right down deep inside, he's a pure devotee. He has no challenge from any impurity inside, generally speaking. So the Lord has done this type of a pastime with him, Pitavasa Darshanam you take, to make him feel that I made a mistake. And he's telling him, no, I am always pleased with you. Even if you fought with me, I am pleased with you. It's not possible for you to make a mistake because you are such a person. Here, Narasimha becomes very pleased with Prahlad as soon as he sees Prahlad. And then he goes forward to say, what do you want? Tell me how I can benefit you. How I can give you some boon. Prahlad will immediately reply there, don't try to tempt me. In the Bhagavatam you will see that, don't tempt me, my Lord. I don't want anything. I simply want your seva. Tava bhritya sevam. I don't want anything. And then he will say, okay, I should not be saying this to you. I should also honor by asking for something. So he says, these fools and rascals, right, they don't know your glory. I should be able to preach to them. Number two, I ask you, my father, he's a idiot. He's a fool, number one. But please show your mercy to him. This he will ask. I'm a pure devotee. I don't need anything. But both the requests of Prahlad was for somebody else. And for their Krishna consciousness. Not for him. See, there is a gap where you can still ask the Lord something. So devotee prays like this. Allow me to do this seva for you. There is this hindrance in this seva. For you. For me, I want nothing. For doing this seva for you, this hindrance. Another hindrance for me is my own self. I am my biggest hindrance. Two types of obstructions to your devotional life. You can boil it down to this in Prahlad's seeking the boon. One is, Prahlad is a pure devotee, he has nothing troubling him from inside. Otherwise, how is it possible in an atmosphere surrounded by asuras, he is able to be pure devotional service? Nobody there with him. I can't say no other association also. But he is preaching alone to Asura Kula. And he is teaching them all Krishna conscious things. But he is hearing what from Shanda and Amarka, diplomacy, ruling, this, which he says I reject. I cannot see an enemy. I am not able to see an enemy. Bheda, I cannot see. I cannot say he is my enemy, he is my friend. I cannot see that. See, this is the meaning of Prahlad. A very advanced devotee. He cannot see even his father as an enemy. Father is repeatedly punishing him, putting him to death. And Krishna is protecting him and bringing him back. And again he is going to his father and saying, Appa, and smiling affectionately to him, you are my father. Again the father is trying to kill him. But again he is coming back. You see how powerful Prahlad is. That internally how powerful he is. That he never even once thought negatively about his father. You will not see in the Bhagavatam anywhere that he is saying anything about his father. Asurya Varya Dehi, so number one Asura you are because you are the best of the Asuras. To him also he says, Hitvatma Patam Grihamanda Kupam Vanam Gato Tadharimashrayata. Boldly he tells him, I think the best thing for you to go to Vrindavan and take shelter of Hari. Why are you suffering in this Andakupam, bottomless well? This is the instruction he gave to his father also. For everybody he is doing the same thing because he believes in that. The preaching of Prahlad is not like our preaching. We are reading Prabhupada books, very nice information, and we talk about this to others. I gave great class. I spoke that. That's very nice. I like that info. That very good. That is all we will speak. Prahlad is speaking from his deep devotion from inside. It's not possible for you to have anybody else as a source of energy but Krishna. He's telling. Hitvatma patam grihamanda kopam. He's telling because I am doing it and I know it is true. So you do it. You are my father and I definitely want to have you take this benefit. This is very interesting. The Prahlad never sees his father, opposes his father. This is the meaning of a pure devotee. I have nothing against you. I don't see you as enemy. You cannot see any enemy here. In this whole Asurakula school that I am in, all of you are sons of so many Asuras and Rakshasas and everybody. I see all of you capable of taking Krishna consciousness. Come on, dance, jump with me and we will do Kirtan. This quality, not being able to be under Dvandva Moha. His enemy, his friend. That Dvandva Moha, I don't have it. We must be free from that. So these two things, inside we have many challenges, which only you know. And if you tell Narasimha, he also knows already as Paramatma in your heart. If you tell Narasimha, the circuit will close. You know, I also know, this is my dirty desire in the heart. Please, this is going to spoil my pure devotion. Lord Narasimha, please rip it apart. Put me on your lap and dissect me. Take out that impurity from my heart, just like you did for Hiranyakashipu. I allow you to do that. I want to surrender to you to do that. You are free to do that to me. You are free to do that to me. This way, a devotee can remove his hindrances which he personally on his own has generated. Then number two, others troubling you. Seemingly at least troubling you, or mentally you think they are troubling you, or they are actually troubling you. Para, outside people, not you, somebody else. It could be even some practicing devotees. So if you put yourself in the center, you is very important to you. Surrounding you, mostly whom you will keep surrounding you? You will keep surrounding you only devotees. You will try to take association of devotees, live in the community of devotees. So around you are all devotees. Then around the devotees, outside another circle is the world outside. There may be some devotees there, here and there, we don't know. Some demigod type of people also we don't know. Mostly it's all materialistic people around. Inside that domain you go and you preach and you come back. Isn't it? Outreach means you go, you don't sit and preach to the devotees inside. That is a different type of preaching. Outreach means you go out to them and you preach. This is what Prahlad is asking. I should be able to preach to these mudhas, rascals. I forget that shloka. What is it? He says, what is that shloka? Famous shloka of Prahlad. These fools and rascals, they don't know. They have accepted. Who knows that shloka? Do you know the shloka? I don't know. It's not coming into my mind. Maya sukhaya bharam udvahato vimudhan. Maya sukhaya bharam. They have taken the burden of material enjoyment. Udvahato vimudhan. These super foolish people, I want to preach to them about you. Maya sukhaya bharam udvahato vimudhan. So if you look at yourself, Prabhupada has instructed that your Krishna consciousness will be very successful if you learn, if you educate yourself, if you do your sadhana and also teach others. He keeps using that and preach this message. It is Lord Chaitanya's order, you must do that. These two things we need to do. So you cannot sit inside the room and close yourself and say, go to Vrindavan and sit down. Which is again what Prahlad says. There are people who are very happily situated in the Himalayas. They are bothered about themselves only. But I am bothered about this. Maya Sukhaya Bharam Udvahato Vimudan. Who will tell them? So a devotee should feel for others who don't have Krishna consciousness. That feeling, Jivera Doya, Bhakti Vinoda Thakur mentioned. Watching them suffer without Krishna consciousness, that will be manifested in many ways. As soon as you see somebody, you feel, I want to do this for him. This newcomer in the temple. I want to preach to him, talk to him, listen to him, offer myself to him. That is a Prahlad moment of your life. He likes to do that. And he's telling Narasimhadev, allow me to do that. Empower me to do that. To bring you to them. That is a unique advantage of a devotee. Krishna is not directly doing it. He is outsourcing it to his devotees to do it. And so our priority service is actually this. First, looking after your own sadhana. Secondly, giving it to others. For that only we have set up all these things. For that only we are working. So finally we should be able to give it to people, and that is the real excitement. One, I keep myself pure and fight against my own things inside. Second, I give it to others. I outreach. Then inside my community, I maintain very good relations because I want their association. I serve them. Sometimes you have challenges in that community. Because everybody is a sadhaka. Everybody is also a sadhaka. And inside that sometimes you'll find demigod type of people also. A little bit for position, for name, for recognition, plus some material benefit, this, that, everything. Adu vande oru ulagam. But there are also devotees who are very strict and very pure and understand these things and practice Krishna consciousness nicely. You have a mix of everything there. That's why this is a very instructive Lila. You can see all characters and you can derive lessons from all of them. What you should do and what you should not do. What you should aspire for and what you should not aspire for. What will tempt you and what you should not get tempted by. All these things you can understand here. Prahlad stood out. He, although born in Asura Kula, he kept up what Narada Muni had told him at a high point. He never succumbed to anything else. He did his sadhana very nicely. He was completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. His father tried to disturb his devotional service. He never got disturbed. His devotional service never got disturbed. He never got disturbed in his focus. Very determined. That's the meaning of Dhrida Vrata. Very determined in his Krishna consciousness. And the blessing he is asking is, allow me to do this and don't take my father very seriously. Excuse him. Show your mercy to him. That is why Prahlad's teachings are very wonderful. If you read his teachings, he speaks like he's 1,000-year-old person, very wise, filled with wisdom, because he knows pure devotional service. And anybody who knows pure devotional service is mentioned there. Prahlad will, that's why he says that, Navavida Bhakti. He says, Shavanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyamatma Nivedam, Iti Pumsar Pita. He says, a person who can do this, I consider to be very intelligent. I consider to be intelligent and paka and correct. He is telling this to his father. If you can do this. So today we must offer our prayers. Lord Narasimha has appeared to protect his devotees. Prabhupada mentioned that. To protect devotees, he has appeared. And devotees pray to him. Protect means what? Protect me against the gundas who are coming to beat me up. Protect me against the neighbor who is actually envious of me. Protect. That is one type of thing, small thing. But real protection is you are your biggest enemy. And you may not realize it. The mind is your biggest enemy. Krishna is telling in the Bhagavad Gita. But you are very close friends with your mind. You don't know that you are taking advice from your greatest enemy. So Narasimha will protect you against this. You fellow, you don't know, I'll show you who is your enemy. I'll really show you who is your enemy. At least now you wake up. So those realizations are given by Narasimha. That is the meaning of protection. Internally protecting yourself. And externally he protects them from people like Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu, envious people will attack you because you are practicing devotional service. Lord Narasimha protects against them. Especially when you're fledgling devotee. Just take up devotional service and you're very enthusiastic. Lord Narasimha will specially protect you. Because your devotion is just growing. That's the meaning of Prahlad, young devotee. Your devotion is young, it is just growing. It has to be protected by a father. Lord Narasimha is that protector. That's why Prabhupada asks us to worship Lord Narasimha. Seek protection from Narasimha. So today is Narasimha Jayanti. And the Lord has appeared from a pillar. Amazing appearance. In the evening we will discuss that. We must understand the basic reason why Lord Narasimha came. And the activities of Prahlad in that, things that we can understand. So we discussed briefly all these great characters. But we want to actually achieve pure devotion to Krishna like Prahlad has advocated. And that is our purpose. We must nicely understand what is pure devotion, why we must be a pure devotee. That knowledge should be nicely fixed in our head. By reading Prabhupada's books, we can get that. So, in a community of devotees, we should also discuss this openly, nicely, all these different aspects, and protect each other's devotion. This is the greatest meaning of association. Association means I protect your devotional service, you protect mine. I help you, you help me. This way the community becomes a very strong community. Everybody helping each other in devotional service and become a powerful force when you render devotional service like that. Devotional service is not an individual enterprise. I am alone very good. I use my material talent and I will do this. You do. I don't know. You are not able to do. No, it's not about material talent. If you get together with devotees and endeavor, Krishna becomes pleased. When Krishna becomes pleased with your cooperation, like the Prachetas is mentioned in the Bhagavatam, Krishna is telling them, I am very pleased with your cooperation amongst yourselves. Ask me what you want. Krishna becomes very pleased to see that you are cooperating, you are helping another Vaishnava to perform devotional service. You will benefit immensely. You will benefit immensely. So this is secrets of devotional service. Prahlad Maharaj is mentioning, if you perform devotional service, you will only benefit. And he gives an example that if you stand in front of the mirror and apply makeup to your face, it is you who will look beautiful. Prahlad is giving this example. A very high class example. I just took some time to understand what he's saying. It's very deep. He's saying if you apply makeup on your face, standing in front of the mirror, who becomes beautiful? You. If you render service to Krishna, don't think you're benefiting Krishna. He doesn't need anything from you. He's got everything. He is Apta Kama. He's got self-satisfied. But he's giving you an opportunity to serve and make yourself better. This foundational mistake, you should understand that if you render devotional service, you benefit yourself. Sometimes devotees try to punish you by saying, punish the management by saying, okay, Inqilab Zindabad, I'll not do this. Put you in suffering. No, you are going to suffer. If you don't do, you will suffer. You will suffer. Because Krishna will always find somebody else to do it. You lost the chance. When Krishna's service has to be done and devotees are depending on Krishna to do it, others get more opportunity to do seva and they do it and they get more mercy. But you are not going to get minus. And you can sit in your house and feel angry. That's all you will get. Your consciousness will be disturbed and spoiled at the end. So, Prahlad Maharaj saying this very amazing instructions Prahlad gives throughout. Real deep technicalities in your own seva and in your own attitude. Seva is all about attitude. You can see that. The attitude of Prahlad towards his father, towards other Asurakula, his schoolmates, towards other people. You can see that attitude. Because that is what is devotional service. It's called Swarupa. It's called Swarupa. So we have to think deeply. And we have to match up and learn from this. And execute devotional service by controlling your mind and senses. That's why it's mentioned there. Controlling your mind. Controlling yourself from thinking the wrong things. Don't come to wrong conclusions, especially in the association of devotees who don't know. If you have bad association, you will come to wrong conclusions about devotional service, about devotees. So you should always be very careful and determinedly pursue pure devotional service. And by the blessing of Lord Narasimha, you will be protected deeply inside. Deeply inside you are protected. So today, we should pray for that deep internal protection, that I may not fall away from my devotional service like Jaya and Vijaya, that I may remain steadfast in my devotional service like Prahlad. Right? In this way, we offer our prayers. Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Bhaktaraj Prahlad Maharaj ki, Nittai Gaura Premanande. Any question or comment? Any question or comment? தமிழ்லையும் கேட்டுக்கலாம் உங்களுக்கு தேவைன்னா. Okay. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna.